Welcome to the Odds Chemist channel. I'm going to show you exactly what is the best sportsbook currently for value betting. And it might not be exactly what you think, so make sure to stick around for the video. And to go through this, these are some of the bets that I take. I have like thousands of bets I've taken. And for value betting, I'm going to tell you the exact best sportsbooks where you can make the most ROI, etc. But first, we just need to understand like the best different types of sports betting and sportsbooks. So we have exchanges, then we have prediction markets, and these are quite good as well. And then we also have what's called a soft sportsbook, and we have then we also have something called a sharp sportsbook. Now, what's the difference between all of these? If you already know the difference between all of these and which one is the best to go after, you can skip forward a bit in the video. But these ones are basically where the liquidity of the players make up the odds, what the current bets are. And if you want an example of what this is, this could be, for example, Betfair Exchange, where people can, I think it has gone out of, I cannot use it longer, but essentially, you're going to be using this to bet against other players in your fiat currency. So you're going to be able to bet on all of these different games, and as you can see, there are different types of liquidity right here. So essentially, you can bet on odds of 5 and 5.1 at these types of liquidity levels. So essentially, how much money you can put down. And generally, like, there's not that much liquidity on markets like this, so you have to do a volume play. But it is possible to make money here, and I would rate this exchanges to be one of the best ways to make money. But you're going to have to look at low liquidity markets where betting syndicates don't have the biggest edge, because the problem with exchanges and prediction markets is that where the markets are the most efficient is where you're going to make the least amount of money, because market makers, so essentially people that have their own data models, are going to be like the ones with the biggest volume, and you're going to have to go to markets where there is this amount of liquidity compared to the big ones. So if you want to be able to make, like, let's say 50 to 100 pounds a day by betting like $1,500 to maybe up to $3,000, you're going to be able to do that on prediction markets and betting exchanges combined if you stay consistent. And on weekends and on days when there are pretty much like a ton of volume, you're going to be able to make this amount of money. There's a bunch of tutorials online on how to use betting exchanges to make money. You can essentially also exploit bonuses on regular sportsbooks by going on exchanges and prediction markets and hedging bets on there. Just like I showed you, if we go to my channel, I have one video where I show you guys exactly, which is the last one, how to get 20% ROI in 5 minutes on a promotion that was on Stake. And I think Stake removed this promotion because I posted this video. I don't know if it's exactly by me or that if a lot of people started abusing it, but last time I did this was during the World Cup, and I did this for multiple games, and I made over $1,000, so that was pretty good. All right, then we have prediction markets. It's basically the same thing as an exchange, but there's a few differences. Is that it's less regulated, I would say, and there's also less. If we take, for example, polar market, I think the frequency of trades that you're able to make is higher because it's crypto compared to fiat, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't traded like a high frequency strategy on Bitcoin, for example. I've only used it for sports hedging and finding a few value bets on the low liquidity markets. So that was it. Then we have soft sportsbooks, and this is for sure the best way to get the highest ROI possible, because exchanges, you're not going to get that much ROI because people that know about exchanges and use them are people that are generally a little bit more, knowledgeable about sports. And since sports betting is an extraction business, you're not going to be able to find as much value here because people are already extracting. So the way to make $10,000 a month or more is not from these two methods, unless you're the smart one and you're the market maker, or you're somebody that's extremely in tune and is able to do it, but the average person cannot make money on these platforms. Then we have soft sportsbooks. This is where everybody can make money. The only thing you have to do is go get Bet Hero. I'll leave a link to this in the description down below, and you can essentially pick whatever fucking sportsbook you want. There are literally hundreds of sportsbooks, as you see right here. If we take all countries, for example, so all countries, as you see, there are literally limitless amounts of sportsbooks that can all be exploited. So download Bet Hero or some other software. This one is best for price. This is best value for price, in my opinion. And you're going to be able to make a ton of money. And the best sportsbook in general, let's get into that, but let's just quickly note what a sharp sportsbook is. This is a sportsbook that their bread and butter is essentially getting high volume from sports bettors and essentially getting a bunch of information from bettors being able to put a ton of money at better odds than these other ones with more liquidity, and then take that information and sell it to other bookmakers like Bet365, Unibet, etc. So they have a business of selling their data to other people and letting other bookmakers copy their odds and then putting out a bigger margin. So let's say the odds on one game on Pinnacle is 1.95/1.96. They can then sell that information to Bet365. Don't mind my fucking spelling here. Bet365, and Bet365 can then put their odds at 1.85 and 1.89, for example. Since they're much more greedy, they can do this because they have a bigger margin. So that's how that works. And Pinnacle is really good for sports betting, and it's really good for hedging if you have your own betting model, because they will not limit you. That's the best part. So use that if you don't want to get limited. You will not get limited on prediction markets or exchanges either, unless you found some like potential exploit or something. But that's generally, in terms of using a platform illegally and exploiting it, you can get into legal trouble for doing that. But let's get into the soft sportsbook. So which are the best ones in terms of ROI? So the first ones are the American ones. Like there's no like argument here where the American ones are where you make the most amount of money. There's no question about it. Especially when it comes to player props or same game parlays. So when we have basketball, like over or under 12.5 points in the, let's say, NBA, or we have in NFL, you have like runs, yards, or whatever. Or the MLB has runs, the NFL has yards, for example. So essentially the quarterback runs. There's a bunch of different statistics you can bet on, and you can usually find on PrizePick, DraftKings, FanDuel. All of these ones are usually mispriced on player props. So this is where you're going to be able to make your bread and butter, and especially if you do this, but do it live. And I know a ton of people who make a lot of money live betting on the big American sports, and that's probably something that works really well. But you're not going to find much value on the main lines, so which team is going to win, etc. You might be able to find like 1% edges or 2% edges if you have your own proprietary model, which works fine if you're betting multiple millions every single game across a ton of different sports books. But let's see. So then we have horse racing. So UK horse racing. And this is also an extremely high ROI strategy on UK sportsbooks. And it does not matter which ones. You go into a betting shop, you drop £500 in one, you drop another 500 in another place, you drop another in a 500 in another place across different sportsbooks. So it can be like Betfred and all of these, or you can also do it online. And you'll essentially be able to get like a 25% ROI or up to 30% closing line value on some of these strategies, since it's so mispriced. So that's a really good way. And these sportsbooks are like, let's say Betfred, for example, BetHard, Betfred, all of the ones that are in the UK. There's like Paddy Power, there's a ton of bullshit ones. Now let's get into the most interesting part, which is another point, which is crypto sportsbooks. This is my bread and butter, honestly, and it has been for a long while. So crypto sportsbooks. Let's remove this bullshit ass text. Crypto sportsbooks are really interesting because a lot of people are not onto them as much as the other ones, and it's because, well, in multiple countries it's illegal, or the gaming commission does not guarantee to pay out from a crypto casino, since they're not the governing body of that place, and the crypto casinos are usually based in Anjouan, Costa Rica, or in some like Indian reservation in North Canada. So they're usually really bullshit in terms of compliance. But what you had to do is you have to find the reputable ones, and using Bet Hero, for example, or if you buy an account from me, for example, if you want to buy an account from me and make money on crypto sportsbooks, I'll leave my Telegram username in the description. You can message me. I have stake accounts. I have a bunch of different accounts. You can buy basically ID verified accounts from somebody like me or somebody else, and you can use those to basically deposit $500 to $1,000. Then you can just bet through that, bet a few $1,000s, and then you'll get limited. But they won't take your money because you're not making as much for them as another person who might win a jackpot, and then they take the jackpot. So if you play on the reputable sportsbooks that are crypto, and I would say the best one, here it comes, guys, the thing you've all been waiting for, which is basically me saying what things I've been using, are Stake. It's Duel, it's Rainbet, it's, I think Roobet is pretty good as well. I haven't used that much. Winna.com is fine, but I've seen they have some payout troubles lately. I've used something called dgen.com as well. I'm not entirely sure how good that is. Wave works well. And like the whole strategy with these ones is to not have more than $2,000 at once in one balance. And you need to make sure, the most important thing is that you, for each single, so let's say you have 3 accounts, you have 1, 2, 3. The most important thing is that you cannot use the same IP address. You cannot use the same, I'm gonna just gonna give you the sauce right here for free. IP address, device, fingerprint. So what you need for this is to have something called Octo Browser, which is a software that lets you have multiple browser profiles like this. And I might just leave my affiliate link in the description, you can get a discount, but you need this one to have multiple profiles. It's a it's impossible to do it without this. Then you also need proxy servers, and you can get them from WebShare. This is the cheapest one that I've found. I'm not even affiliated with these, but I would recommend them. They're pretty cheap. And you need to get proxies from India or Bulgaria or some country, some like tier 2 or tier 3 country that allows these casinos to roam free. And you need to use those. So the total cost, if you were to do this, is like maybe, I think Octo Browser is like $30 a month. There are free alternatives to Octo Browser, by the way, so you don't feel like you have to need to use Octo Browser specifically. And then per month for proxies is going to be like $10. And then if you buy accounts from me, if you buy multiple accounts, you can get volume discounts. But for stake accounts are usually like $25 to $30. If you buy more of them, I can get you for $20 for an ID verified account, which is really good. And these ones, if you want full ID verification, it's going to be $200. But you can play without an ID on these ones. Stake is the only one which actually needs an ID right away. So that's the most important part. But these ones are fine to play on, I think, without an ID. But if you want them verified, for example, if you have money stuck there, I can help you with that as well. So just hit me up on Telegram. So the total investment into this is probably less than $100. And if you have, let's say, $500 to $1,000, using Bet Hero or some other software, you can get, if you, let's say you wager $1,000 per day on average, that would be $30,000 a month. And $30,000 a month times a 4.5% edge is really easy to calculate. So 30,000 times 0.045, that would be $1,350 a month in profit on average. Now this strategy, value betting, as I said, is not something that is exclusively guaranteed. You can maybe make one month, you maybe make $300, and the next one you make $2,500. Like, it all depends, but on average, that will be your monthly earnings. And if you have more than, $2,000, maybe up to $5,000, and you want to start, the best way is probably doing arbitrage betting and getting up to 10K and then investing your money into the stock market. We're essentially doing all of the different sportsbook in your local area, because those are going to be the best ones, like we talked about here, using Bet365, Unibet, and all of those, because you can probably extract a few $1,000s or euros from those sportsbooks before you get limited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was quite long, and I hope you stick to the end, because this is extremely important to understand the setup, the whole infrastructure thing. And I'm currently building something that could be of use to you guys in terms of video content, but I'm probably going to give away everything here for free, because I'm already making enough money myself using other methods than the ones I'm talking about here, because this method is probably limited to making 5-10K a month, and I want to make more than that, so I've gone on to do other things. But anyways, if you found this video useful, please go into my channel, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment down below, and join the Telegram channel also below, because I drop a ton of free sauce and I'm doing giveaways there as well. So for this video, I'm going to do a giveaway. So for every video, I'm going to give away, let's say, $5 to $10. Comment down below. It's literally free to comment, to like, and join the Telegram channel for sure. I'm probably going to be releasing some like betting group soon or something where you can get value bets for free. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.